good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? I don't know if you've had a busy week as I have. I watched 8 movies in a matter of 3 days.
I wish.
Yeah. So, Nathan, how about you? What's good for you this week?
Yeah, so offline this week, Phoenix said that I only watch blockbusters and I don't watch enough independent films. That didn't sit well with me. Like it just really didn't. Like that's just an irrational statement and misidentifies me. So I actually went through. This bothered me so much that I went through my letterbox and looked up how many technically independent films I've seen since the beginning of the year, and I've seen 21, which in my mind is a lot. Maybe it's not up to par, but seeing 21 independent films since the start of 2020, I think puts that statement to bed. So now I cannot lose sleep over it anymore. Going through that list of independent films, stumbled upon one that Nick and I watched together back at school, and a film that does have a couple of big name actors in it, but is 100% an independent film. And this gets overlooked in both these actors' careers. Definitely will hit all the right emotion buttons. That movie's Beautiful Boy with Timothée Chalamet and Steve Carell. Wonderful film. I gave it 4 stars. I think Nick gave it 4 stars as well.
I did, yeah.
It also has some notable people like Caitlin Dever and Amy Ryan in it. Just a very sad story, a very gripping story. If you're a parent, this is going to be very hard for you to watch. If you're a teenager, this is going to be very hard for you to watch. This is an emotional story. Really good film, though, overall, with 2 incredible performances. And, when I was looking through my independent ones, I already recommended Hogar a few months ago, so couldn't have done that again. The Lobster as well, but Beautiful Boy is definitely my pick for this week for what's good.
Just to clarify, I didn't say that you don't watch independent films. I said that you mostly watch other films. There's a key difference. Anyway, Nick, what about you? What was good for you this week?
So I'm gonna stick with an actor that Nathan mentioned, Steve Carell. So I watched this movie a little bit ago. I'm trying to watch more 2020 releases, but they've all just been so average. And I'm trying to finish my Tarantino grind. So most everybody's seen Tarantino films. So I'm going to stay clear away from those. But just a quick note, Nathan's poster in the background, The Hateful Eight, underrated Tarantino film. Give it a watch. But for the one 2020 movie that I think was pretty good, and it has some lower ratings because I just don't think that this is in a lot of people's wheelhouse. But if you're a fan of like political satire and, just kind of like crude humor, I would give a watch to Irresistible. It's basically this political satire about Steve Carell, who is a Democratic campaign manager. He goes to a small town in Wisconsin and advises this military guy and his rival, who is played by Rose Byrne, who's a Republican political campaign manager. She goes and manages the mayor of the town, and it's this big whole hotbed for political satire and comedy between the two of those. Rose Byrne does fantastic. Steve Carell does fantastic. And I think this is a really underrated film in 2020. I think it's my number, 4, 5, my 5th best film of the year so far, which isn't really saying much because this year's been ass so far. Other than like Palm Springs and like The Invisible Man and The Way Back, there's not really been like any big name releases. So yeah, that's my go-to recommend of the list. Give it a shot. And if you hate it, then let me know on Twitter, or let Nathan know on Twitter.
All right, Jeremy, what about you?
I don't have anything for 2020, but I went back and watched you guys may not have heard it, may have seen it, but Double Jeopardy, 1999 movie with Tommy Lee Jones, Ashley Judd, and Bruce Greenwood. Very good movie, very good storyline, and a lot of good twists in that movie.
I have seen Double Jeopardy. It is a fantastic movie. So I was gonna recommend the 2020 movie, but I decided to go back, and I'm gonna go a little bit older. This is on Letterboxd. You know, I have a list of movies that I can't believe I haven't seen yet.
Oh yeah, we're well aware of that.
And this was one of them, and I recently watched it, and I gotta say, like, I struggled with giving this 5 stars because I think it's probably one of the best movies ever made, and that is Y Tu Mama Tambien by God, I'm blanking on his name. Yeah, Alfonso Cuarón. It's one of his first movies that he ever did. It's such a great film, such a great film. It's about these kids. They decide to go on a road trip to a place they're not even sure actually exists. And they get this older woman. They convince this older woman to go with them. And it's just this journey of friendship and lust and love. And it's such just a poignant, beautifully portrayed film. Cuarón is a masterful director. If you have not seen it, which I can tell by Nick's face, is definitely never seen it.
What is this movie called?
Y Tu Mama Tambien.
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard something way different from the first time you said that.
Yeah. But
okay, just looking at it, why is like the cover on Letterboxd like 2 kids having sex in a backseat?
Yes, that
Out
exactly.
of all the out of all the freeze frames that they could have pulled from this 106-minute movie, you're telling me that the freeze frame that they're gonna pull is some guy fucking this girl in the backseat of a car?
Well, if you watch the movie, there are a lot of scenes like that.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's been on my watch list too, because just I know that a lot of people on Letterboxd rave about it. So
yeah,
definitely wanna check that one out.
I definitely recommend it. So there you have it. Y Tu Mama Tambien, Irresistible, Double Jeopardy, and
Beautiful
Boy. All great films. Hope you guys check them out. And that's what's good from us.
What's good?